All right, so whoever's here anyway, I'd like to talk a little bit about the New York City Research Initiative. It's nothing new. I've been here for a long time. We've been doing this for 10 consecutive years. Next year will be our 11th year. In 2012, it'll be the 11th year of the New York City Research Initiative. What came before this was, some of you know Carolyn Harris. She ran the Institute of Climate and Planets, and then we did it a little bit different. We didn't just have, she had research teams here at GISS, but we don't just have research teams here at GISS. We have 5 of our teams here and 8 or 9 of our teams at colleges in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. So that's the a big difference. And the other big difference is ours costs a lot less. It costs about 1/10 of what it costs the thing called the Institute of Climate and Planets, for some of you who weren't around there. Because I was here also, and actually with the ICP, at one point when we were running it, it was $1 million a year to run 6 or 7 teams here, you know, and yeah.
Which one of these programs is in Jim's book, or is one of them? The
Excuse me?
That is discussed in Jim's book. In Jim's book, he mentions, you know, is it one of these programs?
Yeah, I think it was the Institute of Climate and Planets.
I see.
Yeah, Carolyn Harris ran for about 10 years, and we've run this thing for 10 years. That's what it started from, and then it became a program that was spread out to colleges and GISS. So I'll talk a little bit about it. It really has become a truly collaborative effort. I don't know if some of you are too aware with education. Next year, education's in a lot of trouble. Our budget got cut $7 million for education. And they're reviewing every single national program. Nobody's allowed to hire any new interns until they make a decision. But we got funding from the Earth Science Division. Yeah.
Just a quick question. That $7 million is what percentage, roughly?
Oh, it's probably
roughly.
Yeah, roughly it's probably about 10-20%.
Wow. Okay. Sorry.
So we got our money from last year's money. It's really not for year 2012. It's really for year 2011. That's what Ming-Ying Wei does. Every year she gives me the money for the next year, you know, from money she has left over. As a matter of fact, she even increased us for next year. We've been running on somewhere between 90, 92,000. For next year, we have 120,000. So she increased it somewhat. I'll show you what I mean by how it became collaborative. But what we do is we assign a research team, which consists of a high school student, a high school or middle school teacher, anywhere from grades 7 to 12. The high school students from grades 10 to 12, because they have to be 16. In order for us to pay them, they have to be 16 years of age. We don't have the money here. We transfer it to CUNY. That's another thing where we save money. Because when you transfer the money to Columbia, you pay for every dollar, I don't know, you need $1.50 or $2 to give to Columbia. But with the City University of New York, we only pay like 25% for the high school teachers and for the non-GISS civil servants here, and only like 15% indirect costs, which is a lot less. So that saved us a lot of money too. That's where I came from. I was with CUNY for about 30 years before I came here. And both of those are 6 weeks internship. It used to be 8 weeks, but with the decrease in money, we reduced it for them for 6 weeks. But we hire an undergraduate or graduate student, not us. I'll tell you how we pay for that. And that's an 8-week internship program. So a high school student, high school teacher, an undergraduate or graduate student. And as I said, this previous year was our 10th year. We had 13 teams. At one point, we had about 28 teams, you know, about 10 years ago. So we're down to 13 of these teams right now. But we had about 16 undergraduate or graduate students because we didn't pay for them. NSF, different NASA programs paid for them. So when you put them all together, we had, some colleges had more than one. You know, we spread them out amongst the college or the high school. The teams are assigned, we have the most teams here. We had 5 teams at GISS assigned to a GISS scientist and their graduate students, or a university professor and their graduate students. And they do research related to the NASA Directorate. Though most of it is done in earth science here and at City College They do a lot of very exciting. At other colleges, we do anything from any of the other of the directorates: aeronautics, human exploration, operations. Okay, so I'll show you what some of those are. By the way, if you look at our website, which is up there, if you click, there's a tab on the top that says research. If you click on research, it'll list all the colleges from last year. If you click on the college, it'll tell you you have the actual research PowerPoint that they did. And we have them for 10 years, right? All the way back for 10 years, we have all the. By the way, this is my assistant, Justin. He takes care of a lot of things with the NYCRI, the whole website and everything. And one thing about each professor, each of the professors that we have, this is another reason we can do it, because they're giving back a lot. Each one of them have a NASA Research Award. So we don't pay for the professor, we don't pay for the graduate student. We have a lot of our kids, out at the college, and we don't pay for their office space, for the computers, and all the activities they get during the summer at the college. So that's another thing that we don't have to pay for. All right. Now, just for this past year, these were the participating colleges. We've had other colleges. Most of them are from the City University of New York, because we have a big cooperation with the City University of New York. This past year, we had City College of New York. I think they had 2 teams, right, Justin? Medgar Evers College, LaGuardia Community College, Queensborough Community College, and New York City College of Technology, which is in Brooklyn, across from Brooklyn Polytech. At the Goddard Institute for Space Studies, we had Cynthia Rosenzweig's team, which was led by Stuart Gaffin, Len Druyan's team, which was led by Matthew Fulacese. Barbara Carlson led her own team. She also had James Frost at LaGuardia Community College. Dorothy Petit led her own team. Mark Chandler and Linda Soul here led another team. Previous people that we had were Gavin Schmidt, Drew Schindel, and Tim Hall from GISS in the past that have had teams. Okay. This year we also had Rutgers University, not the main campus, but the one where the football stadium, where's that? Piscataway, in Piscataway, New Jersey. That's the location of the New Jersey Space Grant. Do any of you know anything about the space grants? What NASA does, NASA Education, they're still doing this year, they've been doing it for years. They select a college in each one of the states, and they give them a bunch of money, and they can give out internships for college students, graduate students. I just spoke at the regional conference for the Mid-Atlantic, was run by the New Jersey Space Grant, and they help support us too. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Stevens Institute of Technology, most of you know, is in Hoboken, right across the river. That's my hometown. New Jersey Institute of Technology we've had in the past. We didn't have them this past summer. Southern Connecticut State in conjunction with Yale University, because Yale University has a research award, but they work with Southern Connecticut State. They're both in New Haven. And we also had, not last year, but State University of New York at Stony Brook. So those are our colleges. Okay. We had a lot more colleges when we had a lot more teams, you know, but we're down. All right, now, NASA New York City Research Initiative supports, we pay for all the high school students. For 6 weeks, we paid them $2,100. It's about $350 a week. I always tell the students, you know, you probably can make the same or maybe a little bit more at McDonald's working overtime, but when you apply for college, if you put down you worked for NASA, it means something. And the teachers, we pay the teachers $600 a week, high school teachers, for 6 weeks. And we pay for, like the non-GISS civil servants, we pay them $4,800. It was originally for 6 weeks. Now the college students, I told you they do 8 weeks because they start a little earlier, but we worked out with Linda, as long as she gives them some work, Justin is here, we could work with them for a couple of weeks, and you know, we basically pay $800 a week for 6 weeks. Okay. All the undergraduate and graduate students, this is off our shoulder, are paid for by NSF Research Experience for Undergraduates, Leon Johnson at Medgar Evers College, and they also have some at New York City College of Technology. NASA CIPAIR, maybe some of you aren't too familiar, that's a NASA award to integrate research into the undergraduate curriculum. So we had a lot of students from them. Also NASA MUST, it's motivating undergraduate students in science and technology. What did we have last year, 4?
3.
3, but we're trying to get 4. See, we don't pay for them, so their pay comes directly from us. And they get a little bit more, they get about $5,000.
Yep.
They get $5,000 for the summer. So hopefully if we get them again, that'll be a big help. And all of our students are very good. And the New Jersey Space Grant that I talked about, by the way, it used to be at Stevens in Hoboken for many years, but now it's at Rutgers and Piscataway. Yeah.
So what is the motivation for, I'm looking at this NASA Research Awards, do the people who have these research awards, did they say in advance that they were going to participate in your program?
No, I got them to participate.
I see.
Yeah.
So did they have other educational components of their programs?
Yeah, they have other educational components on their own, which they support very heavily. Yeah.
So have you ever had a NASA New Investigator proposal here that included this as a stated?
No.
That's something people could do here. People who might apply for.
Yeah, you could say that we do have, and we've lasted for 10 years. As a matter of fact, Leland Melvin, the Director of Education, is using our thing as example, but we've never really had something here where somebody included it in their proposal. Okay. Yeah, and if you want, we'll gladly, either me, Justin, will work with you. We also have a high school teacher, maybe some of you know Ruben Worrell. He used to be a high school teacher. He works for us part-time. We actually pay him off our grant. We give him so much to work part-time. He also works on the Summer of Innovation, which is really for middle school students. Okay, did I cover all that? Yeah, and also what I mentioned is each one of the professors has a research award. So they're paying for their graduate student and give them a nice office and all the equipment at the college. They attend all the seminars at college, which is very nice. So. Of course, when I talk about course share, and I put that all in there, I say, they're given all this, And what we do is we're trying to prepare them they work from 9 to 5, just like it was a regular job. We want them to give an oral presentation, a written presentation. We suggest that every week that the team at the college will here meet and discuss their research, what went right, what went wrong, what are they doing? And the final conference, for the past few years, we've had 300 or 400 people at the final conference. It's not just us. It's the NASA, the NSF, the NOAA, the Department of Defense. We used to have them at City College. This past summer, we had it at New York City College of Technology because they had the CIPAIR and the REU grant, and they were helping us a lot. But we had 400 people this summer. We had, as a matter of fact, one of our professors from Southern Connecticut State got mad at us. I didn't know he was in the hall. I told him to come in, we weren't working with him this year, but it was too crowded. I said, well, they would have sat on the side, Charlie Kamada, who was the astronaut who spoke for us, who was a friend of ours, he was one of the astronauts that returned to flight when they grounded the shuttle for a couple of years, and he's a really nice guy. He wouldn't have minded if they sat on the side. So, yeah, we had 400 people this summer at New York City College of Technology. So that's not. And by the way, we also have the NSF Alliance for Minority Participation. They participated in it. Sometimes we give a research project to some of their students. That's the program that I used to run for CUNY many years ago. Okay, now. What we try to do is to offer seminars by GISS scientists, university professors. We have one, Justin arranges something at the American Museum of Natural History, not just to see the sites, but they actually meet with a scientist over there. We've had the Intrepid Air and Space Museum and other New York City resources. We would appreciate it if maybe some of you, in the past few years, we've always relied on Ron Miller. He's great. He's always helped us, not only here, but he's gone out to high schools with me, to colleges, But if we had a few of you, maybe we could give a seminar each week, at least for all the students here. And we could, some of the colleges are nearby, like City College, the ones in the city. It's a little difficult to bring them in from Rutgers, because it destroys their timing of their research, okay? Because 6 weeks is such a big time, a long time. One of the things, if you look at our research site, where I said they have, there's a tab for research up on the top. There's a tab for learning units. You can see some of the learning units that the high school teachers and the college professors help them with them. They develop on their summer research, and they integrate it in the class through the academic year. So that's another, if we really had something where we were working with some of you, we could really develop that some more. But there's very little we can do in 6 weeks. By the way, when we had 100 people here about a week ago, we had 100 people here, high school students and high school teachers, from Diversity and Geoscience Award that was given to CUNY, and we gave them a seminar. Not only did Dr. Benjamin Cook and James Boot speak, but we had two of our high school students. They were the best, right? They are really great to tell all about how the summer worked and how much they got out of it. And many of our students start as a high school student, then they work with us as an undergraduate. We don't pay for them, some other thing pays for them. And then they go on to graduate school, and I'll tell you some of them that have gotten jobs. Yeah.
If we did some more seminars here at GISS, I wonder if we could have a remote access for some of the
Oh yeah,
sites.
during the academic year.
That could be kind of fun. If
Yeah,
we can ask
no, that would be
questions.
good. That would be great.
We
just don't
with,
have the funds.
GSFC,
You know,
that we coordinate down in
Yeah.
Maryland. We'll have an education conference
Yeah.
that they connect into.
We get them excused from school, but if you could work with them, remotely, that would be great.
Well, I was thinking of just if we had some additional seminars
Yeah.
that could be shared with people at Rutgers or
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun if you can ask
Yeah.
questions across the
Yeah,
internet.
we're open to that. If you, yeah. Okay, and as I said, all our research reports for the last 10 years, Justin has them up on the website if you want to take a look at them. Okay, and I just thought I'd tell you a little thing, like on opening day, I talked to the student. By the way, I even haven't tell Linda, maybe you heard me say this, at some of the other NASA centers, I've heard terrible stories where, they had to get rid of this kid in the summer, they threw this kid out there, all sorts of things were going on. We've never, ever had anything where we let one go. We've got excellent students here. I'll tell you about how we select them in a little while, but we've been very lucky. But we tell them that they'll conduct meaningful research, they'll interact with their peers. We've had people from Stuyvesant and Bronx High School Science that had perfect SAT scores. We don't always accept someone with a perfect SAT score. We try to make it a diverse population so that everybody will interact together. And we think we've done a good job of that over the years. We tell them they'll work with a NASA researcher, and we have a variety of enrichment activities, and they'll present research team papers. When they do the final report, we want the team to do the final report. And by the way, at that final conference, everybody has to have a poster presentation, which I'll show you. We have them, if you look in the hallway over here, we have a bulletin board with all the posters, small little copies of the posters from last year. But we select one person, a couple of persons from us, from the NSF program, from the NOAA program, to give oral presentations too. So everybody has a poster. Develop an abstract, they have to develop an abstract, they have to prepare a written research report, make an oral presentation, and they have to do the student data form, which they do themselves instead of us doing it. Okay, and we tell them that, and that they really do this. They attend all scheduled NYCRI meetings, they submit all documents on or before scheduled dates, make oral presentations at scheduled times, dress and conduct themselves in a professional manner. And if something goes wrong, they should report it to their mentor, but they should also call our office here, which they do. Okay, now I just took a shot of a couple of years of our high school students. I'll tell you a little bit about the undergraduate and graduate. But for example, in 2007, we had 20 high school students, which means we had 20 teams. And 8 of them completed the senior year, and 12 were rising juniors and seniors. And of the 8, 100% were accepted into college of choice. 100% of them went for a degree in science, technology, engineering, and math. And we had full or partial scholarships awarded at these are just some of them, City College of New York, Polytechnic Institute, Rensselaer, Carnegie Mellon, Columbia, and MIT. As a matter of fact, the 2 people that went to MIT on full scholarships are finished, and they're out of MIT right now. So we've had a success rate, and all the juniors were planned to go into STEM courses. Now, I think I just have one more year of you. In 2008, we were down to 17 teams, so we had 17 high school students. 8 now shows you we have full or partial scholarships. We had one student, David Cruz, who Posse, I forget what that organization is, but I should have looked it up on the computer. But his whole college career was paid for, $200,000 scholarship. And Adam Greenbaum, who was a high school student for us, then was a undergraduate, and then got his graduate degree at Brown University, got a job. His father is a professor at Hunter College. we've had Hunter College also in this, accepted a job in aerospace for a NASA contract. One of the things I didn't mention, many of our students have been written up on the main NASA website, the education website. You'll see some of them in the hallway. We just had one, who was it, Cruz? No, Souza. Cray Souza got NASA, Noah Hollings, Senator Hollings' scholarship for 2 years to be going out to Colorado. Before that, who else had it? Adam Greenbaum had it, yeah, once before. So many of our students get out of work. And Charles Souza, who was a high school student, undergraduate, and is finishing a senior year at City College, works for Bill Rousseau for many years. He's been working with him, and he works for him now at City College. You all know Bill Rousseau, right?
Bill Rousseau?
He used to be a civil servant.
We also have a pretty good batting average on MUS.
Oh yeah, MUS. Yeah.
People that get MUS scholarships. So most of our students who have a difficult time getting a MUS scholarship without NASA internship beforehand, if they have ours on their resume when they apply, they have a really, really good chance of getting that. For most of the people who end up in a STEM degree in CUNY, it essentially pays for their entire tuition because they get a $10,000 scholarship.
Yeah, especially if they're
for the
CUNY
semester,
people.
so.
Yeah, one thing that they don't say, they say anybody can apply to MUS, but one thing that I know is if you've been successful in a NASA program, like our program, you have much greater possibility of being accepted. So many of our students have been MUS scholars, and they've worked with us here, and we still have 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we're very successful each year.
That's a lot of money. You know, those
Yeah.
I mean, for the,
Yeah,
in a lot
yeah,
of
MUS, they
those-
give up to 10,000, right, tuition. Of course, if you're at MIT, 10,000 is much, but, if you're in City University, it pays your tuition. Yeah.
Right, for,
Maybe you need more than
And
ever.
plus you get, was it 5,000 or 6,000 or something?
yeah, that's
You
a
get
good
paid
review
more
now,
than the other students.
But what's been successful for us is the MUS students get a $5,000 to $6,000 stipend for summer research. So what ends up happening is we're more willing to put them on teams or try and find positions for them because, one, we don't have to pay for them, which is helpful for us.
You had 2 last year, right?
And they have, it lasts for 2 or 3 years, so they kind of know that they will be in research positions for 2 or 3 summers when they don't really have to apply. They just know they're going to get put in something.
My guess is this year they may not give out too many new MUS scholarships and other ones, undergraduate student research, but I think they'll try to keep the people that they had, so it looks like we'll be getting them back. I just picked out a few from, if this is on our website, this was the people working with Len Druyan and Matthew Fulacese on validating regional models at Sahel region of Western Africa. We get them to do the abstract with a little description, and it's in a nice order, and we also tell them to make sure they give credit to us and to GISS there at the end. It's hard to see, but they're all, as I said, they're all on the website. And all our students, I can say honestly, really do a good job. They're really doing good research. They're not just doing busy work. I think I have a few more there. This is the one that worked with Barbara Carlson, the team that worked with Barbara Carlson on Aeroscope. And I can't see it, but they did a very good job also. I'm sorry I didn't clip yours.
No, that's okay. That's fine.
Okay. I just, okay. And just to show you at the other college, at Rutgers, this was a team where a couple of students from City College of Technology went to Rutgers, who had a little background in robotics, and they wanted more. And even though they live here, we sent them to Rutgers. They had to go back and forth every day. We should have tried to give them some travel money, but and they worked on building robots, and they were very happy. They want to go back again this year to Stephen. Stephen has a very, very big, as you would imagine, big robotics program.
Yeah, both Rutgers and Stevens both have robotics programs.
Yeah, Rutgers too. And then what else do I have? Oh, at Stevens, they were doing unmanned aerial vehicles for civilian application. When they do a report, they always make them do all the statistics, right? Which method is better, but they really work at it, and they're a pretty good student. Dr. Steve Thangham, he used to be in charge of the space grant for about 5 or 6 years, and now it's Dr. Chaim Baru at Rutgers. And I think I just got one more. And the last one, we had a couple of years ago, use of nanotechnology, investigating bonding strengths in welding. That was at New Jersey Institute of Technology. We're trying to bring him back this year. They do very good work. I don't know if you heard all these commercials on the radio about New Jersey Institute of Technology. They do very good work there, and what he did, he got a NASA grant, so we'll pay for one or two, and he'll pay for the rest. So that's about it. As she suggested, if some of you would like to put us in one of your proposals that you prepare, we would gladly work with you. We could give you all the statistics we've had over the years, whatever. Anybody have any questions? Okay.
Well, let's thank him.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Any more questions?
Okay.
I thought that
What
there
does
was
MUST
I thought there was
stand for?
outreach button on the grant applications now. That was one of the reforms of the Roses program some years ago.
From what I understand, I don't know if this is true, but every grant application, you're supposed to write in there 1% of it is supposed to go towards education. I don't know. If
But it
that's
used to
true,
be you had to write a separate bit in your application for outreach, but I think now you just click a box and I think it comes automatically ever since.
Yeah.
You just say you're going to do it?
Yeah.
By clicking a box?
I'm not kidding. Because apparently it was quite rigorous before. It was like took a lot of time for people to actually do, and so
But I think
Stern
if-
is the one that put this in. He made one of these reforms to make it easier to get outreach money.
I think
for
if some of you
example.
actually said you wanted to work with us, maybe we could build up, we've got 5 teams here, maybe we could have 10 teams here, whatever,
That's why Ann brought up new investigator program, because it explicitly, you have to, it's like,
Do something.
not major, but it's like, it's a requirement.
Well, when I started 10 years ago, it was very difficult because I knew a lot of the professors here in the City University, but I went out to Rutgers and to Stevens and to New Jersey, and I said, look, you've got to give something back. We're giving you an opportunity, where you can put that into your grant, we got the people. We got a lot of people who want to work with us, but we really don't have the money.
What does MUST stand for?
The what?
MUST. What does that stand for?
That stands for Motivating Undergraduates in Science and Technology. Don't ask me about the Inspire. That's a big long thing. That high school, I forget what that.
I never
It's a
Okay,
dis-
so who funds MUST?
NASA.
NASA, okay.
Yeah, we had 3 students last year. We're trying to get 4 this year, maybe 5. That'll be
We
supported
had
by
3
MUST.
last year, and then 2 new ones got accepted into the program.
They get, as he said, $10,000 towards their tuition, plus $5,000 or $6,000 in the summer. The undergraduate student program is a little bit better because the NASA undergrad student research program, they get about the same, but during the fall and spring semester, I think they get $9,000, so it's better than just the $5,000.
They also, the USRP, they have a program year-round, so whereas we only operate during the summer, they have research projects during the school year, so they're usually working with a scientist all year-round.
NASA's had that program for about 30 years. The undergraduate student research program, I think, is one of the longest running ones. Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks, Frank.